go. Chip Day right off the bat, charging Gunnar Miller, and a German suplex onto the larger Miller. Chip Day wasting no time here. He knows Gunnar Miller is a youngster, but wait a minute. Oh, almost a 3 count right off the bat, Al.
Going for a quick pin there is Chip Day, and I got to say that's the best possible strategy against a man the caliber of Gunnar Miller. Fans watching this outside of the Southeast probably familiar with Chip Day, might not be as familiar with Gunnar Miller. Getting their first look at him, he is a former University of Tennessee Chattanooga football standout. Also holds the weight room record at the University of Tennessee Chattanooga with a 620-pound squat.
And you can see Miller firing back there. This is a place where he came into professional wrestling. He was trained right here at the Empire Arena by Ace Rockwell.
That's interesting. His trainer is also in this tournament. What happens if he beats Chip Day and has to face his trainer either in the second round or in the 4-way finals? That's going to be an interesting dynamic, but Chip Day is doing everything in his power to not have to make Gunnar Miller worry about that problem.
Chip Day springboards himself into the ring, but only did it for quickness, just stomps on Gunnar Miller.
Should be noted, however, that Chip Day's trainer, one of his 2 trainers, is also in this tournament. He was trained by Murder One and Jimmy Rave, and Jimmy Rave is in this tournament. Chip Day trained by him, also a member of Jimmy Rave approved stable. Oh, Gunnar Miller with a clothesline and a big shoulder attack there, forearm, and now just manhandling Chip Day, picks him up and body slams him square in the center of the ring.
Gunnar Miller just now going into his 2nd year as a pro, but he's a guy that never makes the same mistake twice. He is an athlete destined for success. Going for the big spear in the corner, but Chip Day is letting Miller play right into his hands.
Chip Day, the more experienced wrestler, debuted in 2002, holds singles victory. Wait, coming off the top rope. Takes Miller down, sends Miller all the way across to the corner. Now Chip weaving a bow and arrow and just coming in with that running knee attack, rolling Miller into the center of the ring, going for the cover. Graham Long only makes it to 2. But Chip Day, in his resume, he holds singles victories over Adam Pearce, Uha Nation, Caleb Conley, Adam Page, among many others. Former PWX TV champion, Rampage Pro Wrestling TV champion, and held tag team titles in PWX and Pro South, along with Corey Hollis, who's also in this tournament and also has already advanced into the 2nd round. So his trainer and his current tag team partner are both in this tournament, so Chip Day has a lot of familiar faces he's going to have to get through, but first he's going to have to fight off this specimen, Gunnar Miller.
2 big right hands rock Chip Day, and badly. But Day right there with a roundhouse kick. He has been relentless. Another knee to the back of the head.
And that's what Chip is known for, those kicks and the different variations and attacks, though only gets it 2. Referee Graham Long right on top of the action, and Chip Day has some significant tournament experience, participating in the AWE Georgia Wrestling Crown Tourney earlier this year, the IWA Deep South Southern Classic Invitational, also the Chikara Young Lions Cup in 2008.
Gunnar Miller rocked by a Chip Day punch, which is not his forte, but a guy with his experience is talented on so many levels. Big chop. Now, Chip Day is divine convention. And in many cases, you look at a guy like Gunnar Miller, you can tell he puts many, many hours in the weight room and in training. Beautiful snapmare takeover by Chip Day. Chip Day is so good, you can tell he neglects his training a little bit, and he gets a lot of flack for that, but he doesn't care. I asked him how he prepared for the match, and he said nugs and monster energy. I'm not sure what that means, but clearly he doesn't care because he's so good. He's so good that he doesn't have to. Just imagine if he applied himself. I think it's where people get really frustrated with Chip, and why the fans seem to be on his case quite often, because this guy is a natural if I've ever seen one. But again, marches to the beat of his own drummer, doesn't care what anybody else thinks.
Absolutely, and you look in wrestling history, it's not always been the guy with the most muscles. You look at guys like Ray the Crippler Stevens, Dick Murdoch, it's not about muscles, it's about being able to get it done in the ring, and Chip Day is able to get it done, so doesn't really see the need to be a gym rat, as the saying goes, whereas Gunnar Miller most certainly is a gym rat. In fact, as a matter of fact, it still works out frequently at the UTC gym. And like I said earlier, holds the squat record that still stands to this day at the University of Tennessee Chattanooga. But now Oh, you can't have to worry about squatting when you're getting kicked in the body. Oh, Gunnar Miller just shook it off and shoves Chip Day halfway across the ring.
Miller charges but eats a Chip Day roundhouse kick to the temple. Gunnar Miller has proven people wrong since the day he stepped foot in Empire Wrestling, and his star is only on the rise, but I don't know that he's competed one-on-one in a match of this caliber. Chip Day rolls all the way through, hangs on to the front chancery. Beautiful skill, beautiful showmanship, but Gunnar Miller reverses with a snap suplex that pounded Chip Day into the mat.
It's a classic battle of power versus finesse and style, and so far it's been pretty evenly matched, which, considering the inexperience of Miller, is a feather in his cap, but now just running in, hitting him with those shoulders, clearly putting his football skills to use inside the wrestling ring now, trying to send Chip Day across. Chip holding onto the rope for dear life.
And he knows the strength of Gunnar Miller. Chip Day trying to keep the much more powerful Miller off of him, because like this, if Miller gets him in his grasp, it's going to be hard for him to escape. Big press slam with a lot of ferocity.
Incredible power by Gunnar Miller. The story about Miller, he used to wear face paint similar to the Ultimate Warrior at practice, and word actually got to Warrior, and they had a phone conversation a couple of years ago, which really was the inspiration for Gunnar Miller to truly embrace the idea of training to become a professional wrestler after his collegiate days were over.
Yes, and Miller kept in touch with the Warrior to update him on his progress. Very sad that the Warrior passed before he could see Miller and what a success he's become, but he's got a long way to go yet.
Absolutely, he's been labeled a can't-miss prospect, but still very early in his career. Oh, beautiful power bomb there by Gunnar Miller, but only able to get the two.
Miller finally caught Chip Day's aerial game right in the midst of it and used it to plant him down and maybe turn the tide in this matchup. It has been all Chip Day with very few exceptions, but Gunnar Miller is showing how tough he is here in the first round of the Scenic City. He needs this victory. Chip Day wants it as well. Going to be very interested to see what happens. Miller now with a waistlock in the corner, trying to peel Chip Day out of there.
And again, Chip holding on for dear life now, just rakes the eyes while referee Graham Long preoccupied with trying to separate the two. Oh, beautiful kick again. That one of those kicks by Chip Day takes Miller out, and now Chip Day going up top.
Seeing the massive array of martial arts kicks that Chip Day has in his arsenal, but now going up top, where he has had a lot of success. Chip Day, 2 knees to the face.
Quickly scrambles back over to make the cover. Gunnar Miller able to kick out at 2. I thought Chip Day had it right there. Chip Day looking to become the second member of the White Rose to advance in this tournament. Corey Hollis advanced earlier in our first round matchup of the evening, and if both members of the White Rose that are in this tournament could advance, that would definitely speak to the impressive work of that stable.
The White Rose has been on fire as of late. We've already seen Corey Hollis advance. Chip Day could be next. But Chip Day going up to the top here.
He's also drawn with a couple of fans. That's not wise. You got to keep your eyes on Gunnar Miller. Gunnar Miller up to his feet now, fighting Chip Day, just punching him as Chip Day is set up on that top rope. Gunnar going up to the second rope.
Day fires back with a headbutt. Not afraid to go tit for tat and scrap it up with Gunnar, but off the top, a spear out of midair.
That does it right there, out of nowhere. Gunnar Miller hits that spear and gets the 3 count. Big victory over Chip Day, as Gunnar Miller is going to advance to the second round of the Scenic City Invitational. Let's take a look at that one more time, Dan.
Miller is not just quick, he is sudden, as you see right there. Out of midair, spearing Chip Day almost out of his boots and pulling what many would consider an upset to move to round 2.
Gunnar Miller, time of that match, 8 minutes, 58 seconds. Gunnar Miller advances to round 2.